Hey guys, it's Sam here for Sure Podcast. I'm having a lot of technical difficulties today because I have no experience in tech or media or even like an Excel spreadsheet, even though like I'm an attorney and I don't know how to use an Excel spreadsheet. But I have to go to the eye doctor in like 35 minutes and I have to get my thoughts out on Sure Podcast for this week. And I had like all these grand plans. I talked to my producer about like creating a studio. I'm not even kidding, like a whole Sherpa studio. Like there's lots of cool things coming. But I had a really bad episode of like a flare of my weird autoimmune thing. So like I literally couldn't talk the last 2 days. So got loaded up, took some methylprednisone to the dome yesterday, and I can talk again, so that's cool. So my today my video, my Sure Podcast of the week, and again I'm working on making it a podcast, but I like literally don't know how to do that. So that'll be next week, learning process. There's 3 segments to today's show, and you're also getting served like a really great hair look today, brought to you by this really overly expensive hair tool I bought. And it's not overly expensive because like when it works, it's fab, but I just decided I absolutely needed to learn how to use it because of the extreme waste of money. So yes, I do have hair and makeup on today, and that's because I have to go to the doctor in 35 minutes. But my 3 segments today are going to be mainly focused around The Bachelor, The Royal Feud, and Love After Lockup. And like before, that way, the first thing you guys want is The Bachelor. Second, I think Royal Feud. Third, life/love after Lockup. And I have a lot of haters on this, but like you haven't seen the show. It is so good. I cannot express my love for the show enough. It is cinematic gold. And if you're not watching it and you think like we have the same sense of humor and stuff, you need to be freaking watching it. It's on Friday nights on WeTV. If you actually go out on Friday nights still, young thing, then you are just record it. Tape it. I still say tape it. Like, yeah, tape it. Aging myself. But a lot of things today in the Sure Podcast are actually about aging myself. I'm actually really bummed because I ran out of styrofoam cups. I was at Publix and I was like knowing that I was missing something I needed. This isn't the same. The Yeti's not the same. I need the styrofoam. So, all right, let's get into it. Bachelor. Now, I have not listened, like I've been avoiding all Bachelor things because I want my content to be like real from me. I've heard a couple things that people have sent me and stuff, but I mean, obviously, as soon as I saw it on TV, I was just like, oh God, Kelsey's champagne blow up in her face is going to be everywhere over social media, which it was. I mean, like that girl needs to change her name and like maybe add some more of her nose back on to her horrific nose job she got. Like she has no nose, and the nose she does have looks like she does massive amounts of cocaine, which is probably, I mean, that is consistent with her mental state. The red nose, the like craziness, the ultra aggression. I mean, come on. She reminds me of like people in college doing coke in the swamp bathroom. Like, girl, get your shit together, you clothier. What's a clothier? Am I even saying that right? Clothier. Okay. Anyway, so like I'm not even gonna talk about that champagne thing because it was so stupid. What I'm actually more upset about, which came of the whole Kelsey Hannah Ann feud, is the fact that Hannah Ann, after she like didn't get what she wanted, like she wasn't getting enough time with him, later at the rose ceremony was like, hey, or later that night in the date, not the rose ceremony, she was like, I have to tell you, like I didn't sleep last night. I cried all night because I was bullied by Kelsey. She called me a B, you be this, you be that. Like, what the fuck Hannah Ann. And like, I'm sorry, I swear, guys, I'm not a bad person. I just was a prosecutor. I worked around a lot of cops. I swear a lot. It's gotten a lot better. Trust me, because I'm working with, being a good mother. So I obviously don't want to have that parent-teacher conference where Jared's like, fuck this, fuck that. But like, that's so, like, I felt bullied. Like, yeah, Kelsey got aggressive and coked out. Guess what? That only worked for your advantage, Hannah Ann. She only stayed because the producers made her. And now you're telling me you were bullied? If I were Peter, I'd be like, you're a grown-ass woman and you're bullied by this, like, insane person. Leave my show. Because you can't handle yourself in life if you can't handle someone calling you a bitch. Like, seriously, if I couldn't handle people calling me a bitch, I would have, like, shriveled into a little parasite a long time ago. Grow the fuck up, Hannah Ann. People are going to call you a bitch your whole life. You know what? You probably are. And I think you're a bitch and a little princess bitch after this episode. So, like, that infuriated me more than anything. Like, I felt triggered by being bullied. Like, oh my God, millennial bullshit. God, are these even millennials? Or are they too young for this? Again, I just had an espresso and I'm getting hot from the steroids. I might have to take shirt off. I mean, it's getting hot in here. Revolve. When they went to Revolve for that date, I had to text my like 22-year-old cousin and be like, what is Revolve? Should I know about this? And she's like, yes, it's really trendy clothes. It's like an online store. They have all the cutest stuff. Like, you should check it out. And I was like, dude, I have no need for those clothes. What those girls were wearing in that runway thing, zero need for any of those clothes. Unless they had some like luxury Sherpas in the back. Like, I'd be like in the back in my Sherpa being like, all right, I'm ready for my catwalk. Maybe I would have worn something sassy under the Sherpa, but definitely actually no way. That whole date is just like weird. I didn't like it. It's just like, why do I have to flaunt myself for some man? Like, oh, I'm going to get to know your personality by you like stripping in front of me. And like Victoria F really is going to be a dark horse because I thought she was going home like so fast. She was giving me major Bibiana vibes from Ari's season. I'm like, this girl's going home. Not true. Like, she really took like the crying helplessness approach to this whole thing on like to a next level, and he like fell for it. But he is, I mean, Peter's cried I think more times than little bitch baby Colton did at this point in his season. So Peter's a crier, and she has like black demon eyes, Victoria F, and she's very pretty, but like she has those eyes where it's like almost like, do you have a soul? Is there someone in there? And she's like, she's super fake too. She's like, I don't like my body. Like, I'm not confident. And then she basically does like a strip tease with fucking lingerie. Like, are you joking? Okay. And what do you have not to be confident about? You're like 5 pounds with huge boobs and you're beautiful. I think she probably has, first of all, I don't know if I buy into her no confidence thing, but if she really does have no confidence, she must have had something sexually traumatic happen to her in her childhood. That's usually from my experience what happened there. But anyway, so the best thing about, I don't even really want to talk about Peter and Alabama Hannah and their whole thing in the beginning. The best thing that came out of that for me personally was not having to hear these girls' weird sex stories. And if I was on that show, I also would be like, I refuse to tell you a sex story. Like, why does anyone need to know that? Like, I have never told my husband about other sex stories, or I would never do that. Who would do that? It's gross. Like, why? In this, I love Demi, but like her whole sex positive campaign she's launched, like, I mean, who's really sex negative these days? Like, what is sex positive? I don't get it. I mean, do we really need like more sex in our face than we already have? I don't know. Sex to me is just like overdone these days. Less sex, more true crime. But true crime involving sex crimes, because I do like that. Best thing that came out of Alabama Hannah was Jake Owen's song. It is so good. Like, Jake Owen's Alabama Hannah song, if you guys haven't watched it yet, you need to. And it's really reignited my interest in country music. I'm not a big country music fan, not because I hate it. It's just like not Taylor Swift. So that's pretty much all I listen to when I'm not listening to like true crime or the news. I do listen to the news. I'm not going to talk about my feelings about that here. Or, you know, Bravo, things like that. But also when I'm in the car with JR, like, he actually, you know, country would be good for them to listen to because they don't curse that as much as like my rap. So maybe I should change that. Although JR like does love Lizzo. He just does. The unredacted version. But if you haven't heard the Alabama Hannah song, I have like memorized it and I'm gonna sing it to you because like I just like love me this song. I sing it in the shower. Like Jake Owen needs to put like out a single of this song. It is so good. Like it's actually a good song. It's just so good. It's like, Alabama Hannah, won't you roll on with the tide? Alabama Hannah, wipe them teardrops from your eyes. You're a beauty queen and a dancing star, and I think you'll do just fine. Alabama Hannah, why don't you move out of my life? Get out of my life, girl, get out of my life. Okay, that got a little like too extreme Janis Joplin steroid at the end. But that's the gist. It's so good. Okay, I don't know what to say about that. Kind of embarrassed. Anyway, sorry, I'm still having trachea problems. That probably wasn't great for it. But I like blast that song in the shower. Jake Owen is also from my hometown of Vero Beach. So a lot of my friends know him. It's so cool. But I thought like, Jake, can you make like a little intro video for your podcast for when it launches? Because that would be cool. And then I'd have you as a guest and it's a win-win for both of us. So anyway, also I will say one thing, her line about like, I don't want to be selfish, but let's catch a flight out of here. Like, shut up, Hannah. Shut up. Like, that was rehearsed. Catch a flight out of here. Peter Pilot. Please. What else with this episode? Oh, McKenna, whatever she is. I can't stand her, but I've decided in this episode, especially seeing the preview for the season, that she's literally, ABC and Chris Harrison created an artificial intelligence robot. And that is McKenna. And they were like typed in, they like programmed her to be like super millennial, fashion blogger, uses all the catchphrases, but she has very little emotion. She's super weird. A few people did send me, like, they thought it was like super weird when he loves to put girls on tables and like open their legs. And again, like just too sexual for me and don't like it. And her, if you look at it, like I wish I had the ability to like show you a picture of it. My friend Swan told me like, that would be great for your thing if you like put up pictures of things you're talking about. I'm like, yes, it would. It'd be great advice. I haven't figured out how to do it yet, but hopefully I will. If you look at it though, there's like a still shot. I'll put it on the Instagram, my stories. And it's like her heels are like straight out when he's making out with her. With like, they're like very flexed. And like, I'm like, oh my God, this is it. She's a robot. That makes so much sense. We know robots are going to take over the world. Like that's already been predicted. I mean, that's going to happen. AI is going to take all of our jobs and it's just going to be things in the computer. And she is an AI robot. And like, that's going to be the big thing at the end when Chris Harrison's like, hey, we just, they showed like the preview for the whole season. And like, he's like, I have to tell you something. I feel like it's going to be like, McKenna is an artificial intelligence robot. So I do have to disclose that to you before you propose because you're going to marry a robot. And then Peter's like on the bed and he's like, oh my God. Like, I don't know. Do I pick the robot? Does that mean, how's a robot at sex? I guess we'll find out this season because that's my prediction. McKenna robot. Again, this episode had some great treats in it. Hannah and annoying Madison. I'm so over. I also hate Madison. Like she does this thing. She's like like that tongue stick out is so weird. It's like a lizard kisser. My friends will get that. Like, stop it, Madison. We don't want to see your tongue. She's like, not cute. Stop it. That's how I feel about it. And I colored an animal. Toad's not sticking its tongue out. You're shitty, Madison. But he does love her. I mean, he like gave her a freaking picture with his family. So I'll have to see more of that boring bitch the rest of the season. This is the segue into the royal feud. Alabama Hannah also was like posting stuff on her Instagram about, she was like, how should I decorate my LA apartment? What y'all think? It needs to be like home. And I'm like, no, it doesn't, because you need to leave LA. You've reached the height of your success and you need to leave. But guess who could move in with her? She could get Harry and Markle face, to move in with her to her little LA home, since they're being financially independent and moving on with that. So there's like rumors that Markle signed a contract with Disney. There's also rumors of a Suits reboot. So like, also a statement came out from an insider that Harry is like devastated over this breakup with his family, but he's doing it because of Markle, who must have a magic you know what, because like he's destroying his family over this. And what the Queen has said has been like so sad to me. I mean, like, okay, again, you are given, it's not like she was like this, it's not even like she was like a Princess Diana, where she's like a little teacher picked up off the street and like had no idea what was coming. Like, she was already a C-list actress trying to be a B-list. So I mean, like, she was like scrounging for fame, hardcore. Like a Suits reboot, it's not like she wants to be private and live her life. Like, no, you just want more freaking fame, but you want it on your own terms. And you don't want to have to do philanthropies and look appropriate all the time. You just want to do you, which is fine, but like, don't, oh, low power mode, damn it. Don't get involved with the royal family and then throw shade on them. Like, she's going to be, prediction, 10 years, she's going to be alone, not famous. She's going to be like Fergie. Maybe less crazy, but just like evil, because I think she's a sociopath. And she's just going to be like in her own apartment by herself, maybe still with Alabama Hannah. Who knows? They could entertain each other. Living it up, I guess, eating Pizza Hut, because that's, I mean, a Suits reboot, like, again, on USA. When's the last time y'all have watched a USA series besides Law and Order, which is amazing, but I don't even think that's on USA. Like, I think USA just plays replays of the old Law and Orders, but like, no, Suits reboot, Harry, that's what you really want, like, to base your financial, income on? No, bad idea. So like, the Queen issued that statement. They had the summit. It was insane. I just feel sad about the whole thing. And again, I posted on my story, like, more evidence as to why this has nothing to do with, her feelings and all about like money, is that if you really are like, F you, my in-laws, like, you suck, I hate you, like, I hate everything you stand for, I hate the royalty, which I would respect if an American did that. Like, I would respect it, except that you, again, married into it. But like, I'd be like, okay, maybe this person is like, wow, these people are evil and I want to leave. Give up your title. When you give up your title, I will actually believe your bullshit. Until then, I'm not going to, because it's just empty words, Markle. And I'm so sick of it. And I know everyone's saying, like, I hate to get into this. I hate to get into race, because but I really don't think it's relevant here. Like, I don't think it's relevant. I think everyone celebrated. I think there were so many girls that were super excited that there was the first woman of color that was a princess. And I think she's letting those girls down by just, again, I don't think there's actually good motives behind this. She's signing a deal with Disney, Suits reboot. She wants to move them back to LA, which, I mean, like, how can that be a good environment for anybody? Like, have you watched Vanderpump Rules? I just started watching it. It's great. But like, LA is not a good environment. Your kid's gonna be like anorexic and like dying and like worried about climate change. which is, I mean, it's real. Climate change is real, but like these kids are like stressed about climate change at age 3. They don't need that anxiety. Like we'll take that on. Like it's too much. Like you want to move him to LA? No. And she's saying like North America, you're going to move to LA. I will bet anybody $500 that they move to LA in the next 5 years. Probably the next 2 years. Even the next 2 years. Yes, next 2 years. So like, again, like if she was just like, F you, I'm going to be me. I need the best for my family. Totally. Like I'm into that. Like you need to do what works for you. You need to set your own boundaries, but like give up your title. Give it all up. If you're going to go all out, you need to, and then like trademarking the Duke and Duchess of Sussex, low. It's just like, it's so money grubbing and low. And I don't think it's at all about race. At least for me, it's not. It's completely about just how you go about things. Like I'm not gonna, like, you know, if I married into like some crazy royal family and they were horrible people and I like learned all these deep secrets and I was disturbed by the way they treated me and my family and I didn't want around it, I would give up my title. I would be like, I don't want a part of this. And you know what, Harry, if you do, I'm going to divorce your ass because this isn't right. And then you guys tricked me. But I don't think there was a trick. I think she had a plan all along. Tricks up her sleeve is what she had. So yeah, I mean, I guess that's my segue. I feel like royal feud, Meghan, Markle face, and Harry, irrelevant old Harry, should just move in with Alabama Hannah. And they can decorate her apartment with the shit she gathered from Buckingham before she was tossed out. That video was great. The best meme on the internet this week, like the best video, was by far Nene like going to the ghetto. It was so good. And it said like the Queen visiting Meghan Markle and Harry when they moved to Canada. And it was so good. She's like, ooh, girl, a white refrigerator. She's like, do not tell me about a white refrigerator. I love Nene. I love everything Nene. And that was just so perfect. I watched that probably 30 times and like peed my pants. It was so good. Okay. Moving on to life. Actually, Love After Lockup is over. So now it's Life After Lockup. And again, if you guys don't watch this, it is a gem, a true gem, I cannot with Angela and Tony. Like, I keep saying Greg, but I mean Clint. Clint and Tracy used to be my favorite couple because they were like the biggest, hottest white trash mess I've ever seen. And they still have a special place in my heart. But like Angela and Tony are like taking that from me. God, what time is it? I have to leave in 15 minutes for the doctor. I might be late because I have to finish my thoughts on this. So like Angela literally chain smoking all day, like just in her double wide. I can smell her from the TV. I'm like, oh God, how can anyone breathe in there? Chugging Red Bulls like, this man, he thinks he can come in here with these whores. These wimps are running tricks on me. No. And she's like burning all of his shit in piles outside. That was hard on my trachea. I can't do her voice in my trachea right now. But like she is really cinematic gold. Like when they had their fight, like this is him and she comes up to him and she's like, I can't trust you. I just can't, Tony. She gets like really close, like a close talker. And she's like, I can't trust you, Tony. And Tony must be like getting whiffs of her cigs, just like in Red Bull, stale cigarette Red Bull breath. And he's just like, I can't trust you, Tony. What you've done to me is too far. What you've done to me is too far. And like the music is so great. It's like this like kind of like Western like standoff music. It's freaking great. If she takes him back, she's totally taking him back because he's like, I'm a sex addict. Such bullshit. Like keep your dick in a fucking lockup. Like it's not hard. Sex addict. I just like don't know how I feel about that addiction. And I believe in like pretty much every addiction except for that one. Maybe it exists, but I don't have time for it. That's for damn sure. So also like how is Tony not back in prison for this? Because that's like so many crimes right there. First of all, he's basically engaging in sex trafficking by allowing sex workers, not allowing, like saying like you can stay in my hotel, I'll give you a place to run your tricks, but you have to like play with me or whatever those texts were, freeze them, they're disgusting. And, you know, like have sex with me, like that's engaging in prostitution at the very least. It's sex trafficking. It like especially if he's doing it with all these women, like, and he's stealing from the hotel, at least at the very bare minimum, petty theft. So how is Toners not back? Like, how is that not a parole violation? What state is this in? Like, what's happening here? Like, someone needs to do something. But like, yeah, just watch it. It's so good. We also find out that that Priscilla is actually Lamar's daughter, and Andrea paid for closet time in a prison to have sex with Lamar, and that one time she got pregnant with Priscilla. That's insane. This woman is a Mormon. What is happening here? And it's so sad because her Mormon son, Tennyson, is adorable. And he's so much smarter than anybody else. And he's like the only logical one. And I feel so bad for him. I want to like adopt him. Not that I'm like a normal, stable person, but I could do better than that. I wouldn't have some like convicted felon father figure for him. I mean, Tennyson doesn't even need a father figure. He's his own, he's wiser than all of them. Poor little angel boy. He's so sweet. Also, who else is a hot mess on this show? I don't even really care about Brittany and what's his name? Marcelino. He's like a controlling weirdo, and the whole situation makes me uncomfortable. But God, you guys have to watch Angela and Tony. And I do want to, next week we find out what's going on with Clinton Tracy. I don't know why she's back in jail. I mean, they're both clearly like, it's probably crack or meth. One of those or a combination. One can only assume. But yeah, I mean, it's such a good show, and I don't know why her head's like shaved in it, but we'll see. So, oh gosh, I have to talk about Shane and Lacey. Lacey's so disgusting. Shane is so disgusting. The fact they have sex 5 to 10 times a day is so disgusting. Again, I have like so many people being like, Sam, this isn't real. This is real. I think I like the show because I missed the drama of like when I was a prosecutor and I could be with these people every day. And like, I fully know this is real. All my friends are like, there's no way that like a successful woman would like Sarah would be sending Michael, and you know, all these women are sending Michael money in prison to like get his commissary and everything. And they're all successful women. I'm like, yes, they do. I met these women. I've dealt with these women my whole career. They're out there, and this is like totally real. And it's really sad. Like, they send these guys thousands and thousands of dollars, and they're just using them. Women do it too. It's not just men, but no one believes it's true. And I'm like, these people are out there. I kind of miss them. Like, so this is my way of being back with my people in the criminal justice world. But yeah, so there's that little couple. Anyway, I'm getting winded. It's like I have to leave for my doctor's appointment in 5 minutes. And I just want to say thanks, guys, for giving me a little leniency. I'm a little out of breath from I got so worked up, the song, the trachea situation. Sure, podcast. Every podcast thing I've listened to has been like, you really need to know like a strong direction for your podcast. There's no direction here, guys. Let's be honest. Like, we're really going to talk about the things I like the most, which are, current events, batch, reality TV. By current events, I mean things like The Royal Feud, Love After Lockup, and random rants that I feel about things. So, and also luxury clothing, Barefoot Dreams, forever. If Barefoot Dreams sponsored me, I could die, could end happy. I'll also be talking a lot about mental health because I've got a lot of problems. And a lot of people do too. And everyone feels comfortable sharing them with me. And I like to think I can help some people out there with their mental health. Because I've tried it all, baby. I've talked to archangels, meditation, drawing, pharmaceuticals, only prescribed, but you know, I've done every way, holistic, non-holistic, blah, blah, blah. So I'm kind of rambling, rolling now. Thanks guys for listening. I'm going to try and drop this, and yeah, see you next week. wish I would stop doing that creepy wink. It's not cute. It's weird.